Hey guys, we're on to week 5. Defining moments of your life. What have defined how you look at different events of your life. So let's get straight into this. It's incredible in life that events that have no importance to one person can be life-changing to someone else. So this will be a familiar concept if you grew up with brothers and sisters. You may have one member of your family that remember a certain memory in a particular way, and another member of the family will remember it in a totally different way. That's how we take in information of the one event. We're all such different human beings. We take in totally different bits from situations. We delete, we distort, and we filter out what we want to hear. Amazing, aren't we? We are human beings, are amazing people. Yes. So, for instance, if a certain event creates a lovely memory for a certain family member, which was wonderful, fun, and you get together with your brother and your sister, maybe you remember it as an entirely different event, which caused a headache or even pain for some people. So, for example, there's a game of football on which got pretty competitive and ended up good natured, loud, ripping and teasing. One event, two completely different interpretations, depending on the meaning you gave the event at the time. It could have shaped your whole identity. Maybe you gave it the meaning that you have a large and loving family who sometimes get a bit rowdy. Maybe your brother or sister made it mean that your family get together always causes fights and pain, and the families get together should be avoided at all costs. They're called defining moments. So, sorry about that. So we all have significant emotional events in our past that have been shaped who we have become and the choices that we make. So it's important to you, then it's important. So there's no right or wrong interpretation. Your interpretation of the event, it's what shaped you into you. And it's pretty relevant to you as a person. So don't ever dismiss those things, but this is just an idea for you to realize how you define moments. So some of our defining moments can be positive and they can be influenced by others. And in our influences, our choices in ways that empower us and move us forward in our lives. So just think back, have you ever had a moment in your life where you came to truly see that you were capable of anything? That you could do things that you put your mind to and that you were a brave person. Some events are going to be negative to us. The event that taught you kept your opinion to yourself, or that you were not good at something. However, the meaning we give these events are entirely up to us. So during the defining moments, stay with us in our reactions to the world today. Any defining moments that you have. So these important events dictate many of the reactions and emotions we experience in our lives every day, which will ultimately drive our behavior. This makes them essential to uncover and explore. So in order to gain more understanding and choice about our reactions today, we have to be willing to look at where we gained our habitual reactions yesterday. So defining moments, any moment that you can recall it still has a strong emotion connected to it, or any time when you came to know something to be true about you. So any emotion, any moment that, like for instance, if you got married, did you have this expectation in your head about what your day was supposed to be like? And did something maybe not happen on the day that you wanted to happen? Has that ever happened to anybody? Because the first step to recall your own defining moment is, however, do you know what was a defining moment for you? It's any moment that you recall it still has a strong emotion that's connected to it. Maybe it's a birthday party. Maybe it was a holiday. Maybe it was a day in school when you were younger. Maybe it was when a sibling was born. Maybe it was when you had your own children. Maybe your partner done something. Maybe you crashed a car. Whatever the moment is that it has a significant emotion, strong emotion connected to it for you. Or a time when you came to know something to be true about you. So like you got a job, you felt you were really smart, you felt you were really intelligent. You kind of said, maybe you were in something happened that you needed to be brave, and you said, I am brave. I'm so brave. I'm so fast at learning. I'm so good at my job. I'm a really good partner. I've been told. So you create this strong emotion for that. It could also be like that you're good at making friends. You're really good at sports. Or it can also be, I am not very smart, not very good at something. You might have a deep negative emotion towards a defining moment. So to be really effective, recall as many specific memories as you can, at least 8, and put them down on paper to gain an understanding of yourself and how you currently like how it is that you currently identify yourself to these moments, because it's what drives your behavior. Like for instance, for me, if me and my partner had a row, and say he said something to me that I wasn't happy with, say he was like busy in work and he was tired and he came in and he started to create an argument, and I would totally take that as, what did I do wrong here? And I define that moment as, I might have had a lovely dinner made and he didn't notice the dinner because he was tired after a hard day's work. So I would define that moment as not a very nice moment, even though I had created a nice dinner. Or say maybe like I crashed the car. I would define that moment as being sad for me because, oh my God, now I'm going to have to pay for this car. Those kind of things. You had a child. Maybe like you witnessed something that you didn't want to witness. Maybe it was a nice, positive event, like your first love, getting a puppy, those feelings you remember of Santi when you're younger, all those things. Write down whatever it is that you want to write down. Just keep going until you feel that you have explored all the significant events in your life. Maybe you can't remember that many. So ask yourself all those questions ahead. Like, where are you? What event are you at? When the event happened? How old were you? What do you look like? Who is there with you? What happens to make this event a defining moment for you? Etc., etc. All the questions are there. And as you follow down through the questions, you come to the next one, the next event. So you repeat the same thing over again, and you see a pattern that evolved, that you will notice a pattern that happens for you, and you'll see, oh, whenever so-and-so is with me, I notice I'm happy. Or, oh, why do I act that way because a certain situation happened? That doesn't mean it's always going to happen. It can be just you define certain things. Like, for instance, when I moved to Australia, I defined that as sadness and happiness, because I was leaving my dog, which I was very, very sad about, which I attached myself to the feeling of, I'm such a bad person, because how could you leave a dog that you love so dearly behind? Yet, moving to Australia over with my partner to create a whole new life, to create a whole new career, all these new options, I created that with love. So there's the one moment that I defined myself in two different ways. I was very courageous to make that choice. Yet I thought I was quite selfish for leaving my dog behind. And my family, of course. And my friends, all those things. So those are the things that which define us, and you'll just notice as you move along what happens. And then you do your future pacing once again. So you just have to always remember, change, renew, rejuvenate ourselves. Otherwise, we harden. We must always change. We must always rejuvenate ourselves. We must always renew these feelings. And we must not just leave ourselves to sit. If I was to sit in that selfish way of thinking, I wouldn't feel very good in Australia, would I? Every time I see a dog now, person walking the dog, I'm like, I really wish Lenny was here with me. I miss him so much. But I can change my thought process to go, well, he is in a much better place over in Ireland with a person who is minding him exactly like I would mind him and loves him like I love him. So he knows I love him because I send him energy all the time. He misses me, yes, and I really miss him, but he is in a much better place over there. He's a lovely white furry dog, like he would be roasting over here. A whole new surroundings for him. He wouldn't be allowed outside because we don't have a secure space for him. He'd be stuck inside all the time. The whole new world for him, and he's 8 years old, so I just didn't want to do it to him. So that was my defining moment for that. But I changed my mind about my thought process and my mindset about it to actually say, this is good for Lenny. I will move on. He will be fine, and so will I. That's a defining moment. Another defining moment could be a time maybe that you started school and you made new friends, or you didn't make new friends. You started a new job, you found it hard to settle in. Your boss wasn't nice. Those kind of things, and just answer all the questions down along, and you'll see what happens. You'll become aware and go, oh, why did I react that way? Or like, I was so young, but yet now I'm just finding those kind of moments as a negative thing. Whereas now I'm older, and now I can step into my big girl pants and say, there's no need for me to feel this way. That's just silly. I won't do that again. And you see things differently. So enjoy defining moments, people, and I'll talk to you next week. Toodles!